if you don't like Kenny Wayne stories and sloppy cover songs, find another video, because this is gonna be that. My cousin Tim said, you don't put me on any of your stories, any of your videos, nothing. But I'll be honest, a lot of people say that. Oh, I want to be on the stories. Why don't you put me on a story? It's like, have you read the stories? Because there's people who are in the stories who asked to have their names changed. Most of them, actually. Like, they didn't want to be... There were a couple people like Mark Stephen Thompson and Joseph Lionel Blaze who insisted on first, middle, and last names. They were proud of their deeds, no matter how atrocious. And that's pretty cool. But anyways, here's a Tim story. And I'm going way back to like 1976. Is that I remember, before that, we'll start with a mom story. This is really about my mother. This is a kid story, but it ain't about like the kids. It's about, listen. So, anyways, this kid moves in next door. I'm new in town anyways, 1976. I just moved to Ashland, Massachusetts. I'm 5 years old when I first moved there. I'm turned 6 in 76. This other kid next door, another Kenny, actually. Another Kenny moved next door, who was this little fucking monster. Just a monster. Husky kid, too. Like, outweighed me by probably 15 pounds at 5 years old, 6 years old. You know, like, he was 5, I was 6, he outweighed me by 10, 15 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And he was just mean, beat the shit out of me all the time. But when it first happened, my mother's solution to that was to tell me that, like, I come home crying, I got my ass kicked, you know, I come home crying. And I was a gentle kid. Like, I don't know how I was a gentle kid with my mother, but I was a really gentle kid. But, yeah, I got my ass whooped. I come down crying, bleeding. She says, "You're not coming inside." Like, no, normal mother, bring you in and clean you up and, like, give you some ice cream or something, probably, right? Well, I don't know what a normal mother would do. I know what my mother did. She said, "You're not coming inside. You're not coming inside, so you go back there and kick his ass." And she locked me out. And I fought that kid all day long. I mean, that was probably 10 in the morning or something on a summer day. I fought that fucking kid all day long and got my ass whooped every time. Like, but whatever, you know? Eventually she let me in, but obviously she humiliated me for it. You know what I mean? So, anyways, time goes on. You know, summer's progressing. It's the summer of 1976, bicentennial summer. And my cousin Tim comes with, and I think they were living in Kennebunk, Maine at the time, Carmen and the kids. And they come to visit, and he whooped Tim's ass. Now, Tim's like 3. For real 3. Not 3 like in the police story that I tell about Tim, where he gives him his birth date, and the cop says, "That makes you 3. You want to change your answer?" Tim says, "No." But anyways, back to the story where he really is 3 years old. He gets his ass whooped too. But the kid's like, huge! This kid's twice the size of him, you know? And it pissed me off, you know, that my little cousin got beat up. So, that was it. I whooped that kid's ass that day, and he never got the best of me again. Ever. That was it. That was the day. And that was because I loved my cousin Tim. So this goes out to him. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. He'd let us in, knows where we've been, in an octopus's garden in the shade. I'd ask my friends to come and see an octopus's garden with me. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would be warm below the storm in our little hideaway beneath the waves, resting our head on the seabed in an octopus's garden near a cave. We would sing and dance around because we know we can't be found. I'd like to be under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade. We would shout and swim about the coral that lies beneath the waves. Blow up boy for every girl and boy, knowing they're happy and they're safe. We would be so happy, you and me, no one there to tell us what to do. That old bitch. No one be under the sea in an octopus's garden with you. An octopus's garden with you. And in an octopus's garden with you. Actually, do one more. I played this one at Anita's last time. Yeah, that was probably the last time I played it was at Anita's service a couple of years ago. R.I.P. Anita. But here goes. There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone, and some remain. All these places have their moments with lovers and friends I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life I've loved them all, but of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you. And these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. But I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. But I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I loved you more. I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I've loved you more. In my life I've loved you more.